Hey, welcome to the Forever Rad YouTube channel. My name's Kyle. I own Forever Rad, and we're gonna show you this brand new 2025 Indian Power Plus Chieftain. This is a special platform. This bike just came out. It was released on January 25th, and that was when the public first seen it. And here we are. We received this bike on February 14th, Valentine's Day. We wasted the whole day working on this bike. Sorry, honey. Sorry about that. But the results speak for itself here. So we have 11 days into this bike right now, and we're getting ready to head down to Daytona for Bike Week. And we're going to be showing this bike to the world down there, showing them what it is Forever Rad does, you know, what our vision is, what we think is important to accomplish on these motorcycles. So a little background on Forever Rad in this category in specific is when the Challenger platform came out 5 years ago, we jumped on that real fast, and we were very excited about it because it was new, it was exciting. It's a total different model than a Harley Davidson. And since then, we have definitely become one of the premier shops in the world for customizing Indian motorcycles, especially Indian Challengers. So we have built a ton of those bikes. We love them. We have our formula. It's my go-to bike. I absolutely love it. When we learned that Indian was going to be launching a new model that shares the exact same chassis and engine as the Challenger, we were stoked on it. And this bike here is essentially, it's going to be the exact same thing as an Indian Challenger, with the exception of the fairing. This is a fork-mounted fairing, what the Harley world would refer to as batwing style. Admittedly, I don't love, fork-mounted fairings. They're kind of big and bulky. They move with you. I feel like it might take a little bit of getting used to, but the initial thoughts upon riding this motorcycle is just through the roof. It's extremely comfortable. You can throw it around, even though it's a big bike. Our formula for these bikes is just to get them taller and get them even more aggressive so that you can throw them around even easier. That way you're not dragging the ground, and you can hit the corners as fast as you want and still do it comfortably on a big old bike. So some of the key points on this bike are they come 108 from the factory. We chose a 108 mostly because of the color options that the 108 came in on this Chieftain. I wanted something that stood out a little bit, so we went with this red smoke. It's just a flat red color, and I think most people will agree it's a very stunning motorcycle. We do have plans on doing a 112 kit on this bike. So that's another big part of 2025 is Indian did release 112 engines on specific models. That model in specific comes with a little bit more fancy electronic things that I didn't really want to get wrapped around in. We like to slim things down, remove a lot of things from the bike. We don't want to have a bunch of codes and issues. So we went with the simpler combo, but we will be upgrading this to the 112, and I'm very excited to see and feel the difference on that. Basically, our formula is simple: tall, aggressive, comfortable, fast, good brakes. This bike hits all those key points from the factory. So what we like to do is we like to emphasize on all those and just kind of take them to the next level. We will focus on shaving weight in the form of carbon fiber body panels, whether it's fenders, dashes, front fenders, wheels. We strip down the exhaust and we go with lightweight options. We manufacture a lot of our own parts. There's certain things on the back of the bike here that save roughly 25 to 30 pounds. And all of those added weight savings can be very dramatic for being able to go fast on your motorcycle. So I thought it'd be cool to show you some of these specific products that we offer for the Challenger platform. which rolls right over to the new Power Clutch Chieftain platform. So let's take a little bit of a closer look. So moving from the back of this motorcycle to the front, there are a lot of things that we've changed. We try to work with specific companies. If we don't manufacture the parts, we know people who do, and we try to work with those places so that we can continue to build relationships and offer these products to our customers. So we really only prefer to mess with the best quality, the best fitment, and things that people are going to be absolutely stoked on. On the back of it, we started with a carbon fiber fender. This is from Hoffman Designs. We are working on a new product back here. We'll have a couple of options, but this one is kind of specific. It's a special fender because it's from a previous Chieftain, and we're basically retrofitting it to this brand new model. So it's kind of a little nod at, taking Indian specific stuff and keeping it Indian specific stuff. And creating something that is still a true bolt-on product that we can save weight and look, really good doing it. The whole shape is different. So it's a really cool piece. We're really excited about that. Basically, the bag mounts on this bike you don't see anything. There's nothing hanging below. You can stick your entire hand through the bike. Check this out. I mean, there's nothing back here. So it's slimmed down. We came up with our own bag mounting solution. It's all billet aluminum. It's super strong. And essentially the bags are going to bolt directly to the side of this motorcycle. It allows you to open up the whole back of it so where you can see through the bike. If you want, you can anodize these mounts so that it's a totally unique look. It's lightweight. It's super strong. It's going to be a really, really cool option moving forward in the future. SMT. Big supporter of SMT wheels. They threw down on the wheels on this thing. We went with the Moto Mag, which is basically, it's like a throwback wheel to like a mongoose wheel. Moto Mag is just a stereotypical term that a lot of places throw around. We wanted it to fit like that BMX rad kind of vibe, just like what Forever Rad is. It kind of goes hand in hand with skateboarding. However, we wanted the spokes to really jump out. So we spent a lot of time with taping and laying out a certain layout on this wheel so that we could Cerakote the center of it. We left the outside lip brushed, and the results speak for themselves. They're absolutely beautiful. We always run an 18 on the back of these things. It gives us a little more clearance. Visually, it looks a little bit nicer, lifts the bike up a little bit more. Barnstorm chain conversion. We always run Barnstorm stuff here too. So chain conversion looks super sick. Another cool part that we add to these things, every bike that we build has a Saddleman seat on it. This is the Saddleman Step Up. We also really love the Saddleman Slim. We have another version coming this year. It's going to be a Forever Rad signature seat. It's basically going to be a reduced reach seat. So it's going to push you forward and it's going to get you in the pocket of the bike. A lot more aggressive, really good for short people. I've even found tall people find it really, really comfy because it's an aggressive stance. So when you're carving those corners, it's exactly where your seat should put you. So you're in perfect control. So stay tuned for that new seat. It's going to be a really, really cool product. We also have a CMP license plate frame that has been completely modified, cut in half, custom taillights added to it. We always run Kellerman lights. They're really small, but they're really, really bright. So it's a good way to just have a clean custom look with really bright lighting still. Moving forward from there, we have the new S&S Stealth Air Cleaner for the Indian Challenger. These have been a big hit for us so far. We are manufacturing our own billet aluminum covers. So we have a few different options there. We also offer S&S styles, so you can truly personalize that to your liking. This is the first aftermarket product for an air cleaner setup on these bikes, and we're very excited about it. It's a good way to break up the side of the motor on these things. Paired with that is the S&S qualifier pipe. This is the catalytic converter version. It's basically called the 50 state versus the race version. This is going to be a really solid option for these new bikes that not a lot of people are tuning yet. These bikes still run fantastic with a stainless 2-in-1 because of that catalytic converter, which is in the pipe. So being a 25 model, we're not ready to tune it just yet. Hopefully soon we'll be doing that 112 kit and throwing some cams in it and coming up with a tune. We do offer remote tuning here through Lloyd's Garage. So we'll be working close with them to bring you the latest options. Just to answer any questions people might put in the comments, yes, we are tuning 23 and 24 models. So that is something, you can believe it, it's true. What else do we got on this thing? A little bit of everything. We got the suspension, front forks. Those are OEM forks. We get a lot of questions on how we do our forks here. We like to tear them all the way down to nothing. We'll strip all the coatings and we will recoat everything so that it gives you a custom look, but it's also a factory fork. And we are also running Big Bear cartridges in these things so we can lift them 2 to 3 inches in the front, giving you max ground clearance, adjustable preload, rebound, and compression settings. These cartridges will fit anybody, where a factory cartridge, you're going to be a little bit limited. So it's a great option for fine-tuning your suspension and having a really fantastic product. Other than that, we do have our FTR front fender conversion kit on this bike. Kind of like the same thing as the back fender. It's a carbon fiber version, but it's a nod at a product that Indian manufactures. So we're retrofitting FTR fenders with our brackets and bolting them directly to the front of these bikes. Really gives it that aggressive stance, a little bit more of that sport bike feel. And of course, with the fenders on this thing, the fenders alone, you're probably shaving at least 20 pounds off this motorcycle. So it's a really big improvement on weight savings as well as just the general aesthetics of the bike. From there, one of the most groundbreaking products on this bike that we're going to give you a closer look at is the pullback plate for the riser setup. We always like to run risers and motocross style bars on these bikes. It gives you perfect handling. It's super comfy. And thanks to Kraus Moto, we are able to run something on these brand new models. I gotta be honest, when we got this bike 11 days ago, I had no clue what we were gonna come up with. And luckily, Kraus has come up with a solution to be able to bolt on a set of risers and gives you that perfect stance that you want for your handlebars so that you can be aggressive while still being comfortable. This is a new product that has not been launched yet, and we will be bringing it soon enough to the website. And we're excited for everybody to check it out. It's a really killer product. And another cool thing that we do is we offer Baja lighting solutions on Indians. So we started with the Challenger in 2022, and it has definitely been one of our most successful products. It gives you insane confidence in nighttime riding. It lights up the ditches all the way out to your sides, and it's a total game changer for your confidence in nighttime riding. So of course it was a no-brainer. As soon as we got this bike, the very first thing we did was develop a kit for it. So we do have plug-and-play solutions for these models. We developed a bracket already. It fits beautiful. It looks perfect. And this is going to be one of the first things that we start bringing to the market for these new Power Plus Chieftain models. All right, now that we showed you most of everything on the A side, we're going to flip this thing around and show you the B side because it doesn't suck either. All right, now that we got this thing flipped around to the B side, we're going to show you a few things that we got going on over here. So we have big SMT brakes here. These are their rotors with their titanium bolts. Super nice stuff, direct fit. The fitment on these new models, they do require tone rings. So I'm going to do a little bit of homework with them and make sure we have the proper fit, and we do. So we're ready to go on 25 wheel fitment. What else do we got? Combustion turn signals. These are really small. They work on factory stems, super bright LEDs. Really nice product that we have there. Of course, we like Vans grips on all of our stuff, just the skateboarder kid that I am. ODI makes those, and it's always going to be our go-to grip. The Vans grips are super sick. Big thing on this thing, another big new product that we're launching is the Big Bear rear shock. So this shock is going to offer remote compression and hydraulic remote preload adjustment. So just in the couple of easy turns of the knobs on the side of the motor here, you can fine tune your suspension, even if it's while you're going down the road. This shock is going to be adjustable from 13 inches, which is factory, all the way up to 14. So you can get some max ground clearance out of this thing. Basically, no one's offered a shock to this level for these Challengers or Chieftain, Power Plus Chieftains yet. So this chassis is a very unique setup with a mono shock. And this is a very new and exciting product that we'll be bringing to the market here. We're going to start having them on bikes real soon, and you're going to start seeing and hearing the feedback on them. They're really, really awesome. We have Barnstorm mid controls on this bike. Mid controls are just the ultimate feel for ultimate control of your bike, just having your legs directly below you so you're planted. And these are a little bit special because there's not a lot of runs of the mid controls out there. So we were able to get our hands on some of those, being very proud partners and dealers of Barnstorm. We kind of generally have a little bit of a secret stash around here just because that's our go-to. So we also ran the Kraus pegs on the mids to go with the risers that Kraus supplied and the pullback plate. So we have rider pegs, we have passenger pegs, everything matches front to back. The hinge covers on the bags make a really big impact. Those are also Forever Rad version hinge covers, built aluminum. Lots of different finishes available. They're a lot shorter. They just give a really nice finished look, so they're not as flimsy, plastic, and cheap looking, basically. The other thing that's really obvious is the color of the bike is really, really cool, like I mentioned, but we did take it another step and we did a really simple pinstripe job on this. Our dude Springle knocked it out with a really clean layout front to back. It's got a red on red tone, but it's a really nice and classy layout, and it's gonna be something that maybe you could see on like a factory bike. And it's just kind of our version of, hey, we didn't leave this thing completely stock. We still have the eye for design, and it really pulled it off nice. We finished out all the fenders that are carbon. We did all that in matte clear just to keep going with the matte finish on the paint job. We took it another step further. We tore all the factory plastics, especially the whole inner fairing. We tore all of that out, and we went with a really cool charcoal color. So that color is going to flow with the color of the engine when it's finished in a matte clear as well, and just gives it like a really cool updated, more of like a futuristic kind of look instead of, you know, it was gloss black, and gloss black's cool. But we like to tone everything down. We like raw materials, flat finishes, a little bit more industrial and aggressive. So the fairing works really well with that. About the only thing that we did forget to do, which wasn't intentional, it's the valve covers. We are going to be doing that big bore kit again. So it's a lot of work to pull these motors out of these bikes. So we will be doing the valve covers at a later date. We did Cerakote on the engine covers in a silver color, so we'll be doing the same on the valve covers on this bike. So other than that, this is basically going to be the Forever Rad version of the Power Plus Chieftain. All right, so basically kind of wrapped up this whole thing. Just a couple more honorable mentions. The kickstand block, when you lift up your Challenger or your Power Plus Chieftain, we make a block for these bikes. It's going to correct the lean angle. They lean really, really hard when you make them tall. So that's another cool thing that we make. Also down on the primary, we have a derby cover with our logo. That's going to be 23 and newer fitment. So we do have those in numerous colors. It's a super nice piece. Just a good way to break it up and show your love for Forever Rad. One of the most noticeable things way down on the bottom, kind of sucks because it's down low on the B side, but our radial brake caliper mount is one of my favorite products. It's absolutely killer. What we've done is made a bracket that allows you to use a front radial mounted caliper. So this is an OEM caliper. We are using a front right side to get the bleeder port at the right spot, but we're basically just taking one of these, throwing it on the back. So we're going to upgrade the visuals and the function at the same time. Killer stopping power, and it really helps you take control of your braking, so you're not just heavy on the front or smashing it on the rear. So This bike is a true labor of love. We are 11 days into this build right now with 14-hour days. I have to give a huge, huge thank you to Indian Motorcycle for getting me this motorcycle in as timely of a fashion as possible. Um, like I said, we set our goals high. We did do a lot more things to this bike that I'm not talking about. There's a lot of things cut. You know, we removed a lower subframe. We cut the tabs off the top of the subframe. We shortened a mid-cast fastener, manufactured a headlight bracket. I mean, we did a ton of fabrication on this thing. We did a lot of work in a short time. So this is very, very far from a bolt-on kind of bike. It may look that way because that's kind of what Forever Rad does. You know, our stuff is meant to look like it should have came that way. It doesn't need to jump out and punch you in the nose. But once you do notice it, it will blow your mind, no doubt about it. So huge thanks to India Motorcycle. Huge thanks to our team at Forever Rad, Steve, Matt, Springle. Everybody absolutely dedicated their lives to the last few days here to get this thing done in time so we can take it to Daytona Bike Week and show the world what we're capable of, even in a short amount of time with no stone left unturned, basically. If you have any questions concerning Challenger or Power Plus Chieftain fitment, we are the guys. Please reach out. We're super active on social media. We're in our email every day. We love helping and we love making people happy. So, you know, stick with us. You're going to be in the best hands. We're not going anywhere. We're in it for the long haul. Thank you for the support. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. See you in Daytona.